I swear if one of us gets it, I'm gonna have a heart attack. I don't, and it's, I don't know how it's possible. I don't know how it's possible that you can refresh the page and the moment that it goes live, it's just instant out. It makes no sense to me. You would think they'd have enough stock, or you'd think they would have like seen how it's been the last couple months and they would have gone, okay, we need to make sure we have an excess amount of supply for our launch so people can actually get the cards without, you know, this happening. You would think that that's the case. Or you would, I don't. Yeah, bots, but I don't know. Can you really program bots to like, did AMD put safeguards into place? Because how many, I don't understand how it works. Because there are only so many sites out there, like the privacy.com, that lets you use like one card to link to other cards that you can kind of use, you know, anonymously, not anonymously, you know what I mean? But like you have so many accounts, but they would, how do I word this? Like you need a payment option. So how do you get around not using your payment option? How do you do that? Like you have to have a payment option, and how do you mass buy cards with one payment option? I suppose you can have multiple payment options, but what the heck? You know, AMD Micro Center for all places is only allowing one card per month, and you have to go in person to buy it. AMD, I would think, would have the same thing, like limiting one card or two cards per payment option. So you could have multiple payment options, but how are you going to configure the bots to use separate? I don't. If I were them, I'd hold off on releasing it for a few months so stock can pile up and people will have at least a few seconds to get them. Right. And like I made this reference before, but when Apple releases their iPhones, like think about the mass amount of people that buy iPhones at launch. So what happens is you go to the pre-order, or you go to the order screen. You click order, you select your model, and it like takes time. You have to select the color, the storage amount, and like any accessories or like services you want on it. And then by that time, you know, you go to checkout and it says, okay, delivery 2 days, delivery same day on like, or 2 day shipping. And then the longer you take, it says, okay, delivery window goes from 2 days to like estimate of 1 week. Then it goes from 1 week to 1 to 2 weeks. Then it goes from 2 to 3 weeks, then 3 to 4 weeks, then upwards of a month, maybe 2 months, stuff like that. But at least there's a time frame that you can see when you might be able to get a card. With AMD, Nvidia, all these third partners, it's just up in the air and no one knows anything. And it's like, okay, am I going to be able to place an order at all? Beats me, because they don't have a system. At least I give Apple credit for having a system where you can actually at least place an order and you're in a queue for, you know, you have an order reserved. Think about it, like it's a weird thing, because with Apple, with the iPhone, you can place an order and have one in there and in the queue, and your shipment may take longer, but you have an order and it's confirmed on a date. With these cards, you don't have that. So let's just say you can get an iPhone before your shipment ships. Then you just go, okay, just cancel my shipment then and give it to someone else. And I got this one that I already bought from somewhere else. Then that frees it up for somebody else. It makes so much sense. And I give them so much credit for how they handle the shipments and deliveries and whatnot. And graphics card manufacturers, just the way that they're handling it does not make sense. Makes zero sense. They just go, okay, you know, instantly sold out. You don't even have a chance to place an order. I think it's dumb. I think you should be able to place an order and then just get put into a backlog of, you know, here's who placed an order. Let's ship them out as they come in to the people that placed an order. And if they get an order somewhere else, they just cancel that order and then we give it to someone else. Makes sense to me. I don't know why they're not doing it, and it makes me angry. That's my rant on that situation, and I wish they would handle it better. Maybe I'm just spoiled because of how Apple handles things, and I just think it's the picture perfect way to do it, because even if there are bots, I mean, who the hell's making a bot to buy an iPhone, you know? Even if there are bots, though, at least you have a place in the queue and you know your order is confirmed. That's my one gripe. Imagine if you got on a 3-year waiting list, so at least you have an order. I know it sucks. I know it sucks. But at least you have a confirmed order. So you place a thing, and like, here's the thing too, is you don't have to pay until your order ships. So you confirm your order, so you have a place in line, and then once your order ships, then they charge you for it. So let's just say you get, a 3 year out, you're like, oh my god, this is stupid. Why am I, waiting 3 years? In that instance, you have that as a backup, and you go, okay, if it takes freaking 3 years for me to get a graphics card, whatever, at least I have a order placed or order confirmed. But in the meantime, you go out and you try to like find one elsewhere, and if you find one, then you cancel your order. Makes so much sense to me. So yeah, that's the way that it works with Apple stuff too, is you get placed on a wait list, I guess. And so let's just say you're on the 2 to 3 week list, and as they churn out more and more orders, that wait list gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So your 2 to 3 week could actually end up being just a week and a half if production stays up to thing. Yeah, I agree. It sucks. If you, as a customer, were able to even successfully place an order, that would be better than what's happening right now. It's at the point, I'm on the Twitter page of the AMD launch, and it's just riddled with tweets saying, I had the item in my cart and I pressed checkout, or someone like pressed checkout and was on the checkout screen and went to place their order, and then it said this item is no longer in stock. Like, what kind of system is that, where you have someone in the checkout window thinking they're about to order an item, and then you go, psych! Let them place an order and then just fill the orders as supply picks up. Makes no sense to me. I think that they should make you go to a physical place and have a sort of job interview? Oh, to make sure they're selling to people, not bots. Gotcha. That's what Micro Center are doing. That's exactly what Micro Center is doing. You walk in there. So here's my experience with Micro Center. You walk into Micro Center. You go, hey, got any graphics cards? You walk over to the graphics card area and you buy a 16900 XT like I did. Then there was only one on the shelf, and as I was like walking to it, I got up there with my dad was there too. We got to it, and then suddenly some like neckbeard guy walks up next to us and is like eyeing it at the same time. But then we got there before him, so we were able to buy it. So we walk up there, and then I'm talking to the guy, and I'm like, so how's the stock situation going? And he says, no, you have to provide ID when you buy it. You have to like show your ID. They link that ID to the card or your profile, and then if you go back within the month, you have to, show your ID as you're buying it. And if you show that same ID, it's linked to that card, and they go, okay, it hasn't been a month, you can't buy any more graphics cards. You have one that you bought. Wait 30 days, or else you're out of luck. But I mean, they should make it tedious. That's exactly what it is, because I wanted to go right now. It sucks for me too, though, because I would have gone to Micro Center today and got some of the 6700s, but I can't, because I bought a graphics card from them less than a month ago.